Fragments of Silicon, now available in Sanded and Sharp.
Welcome to a new installment of Fragments of Silicon. I'm your host, Adam, and joining me as always are Galax and Petty Fan. So a bit of a programming note before we start. There is no guest today. He ran into more scheduling problems, so that interview has been indefinitely postponed, and yeah, I'm just going to say it's probably never going to occur.
Unfortunate.
Not the first time this has happened, and obviously won't be the last. Anyway, let us get to the news. Galax, why don't you start us off this week?
I don't really have anything interesting. I have a headache tonight. It's not. I've been playing Splatoon 3, which is fun. That's about all I got.
Okay. All right, Betty, you're up.
Yeah, not a whole lot today from me either. I've been having some abdominal pain that's not quite enough to warrant going all the way to the emergency room for, but still kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I do see my GI doctor on the 10th, so I'll make sure to bring it up with them then.
GI, gastrointestinal doctor?
Yes. And, yeah, not really a whole lot else.
I guess it's my go, and yeah, I wish I had less news these days, but that has not been abating. Let's see. I suppose got a bill from the kidney doctors on Friday during my hospitalization, which was unusual because right now the insurance is processing all those claims. I mean, there should be a bit of I'm not exactly sure how much, but I know it wasn't going to be a bill for $500, which I know is actually sadly reasonable for an uninsured patient. It was the initial meeting and then the follow up add up to about a little less than $500, but I had to spend a portion of my Friday getting that sorted out. It turns out it was a case of the right hand not knowing what the left hand was doing, or rather, I talked to the local office and they said they had my insurance down, but I talked to their actual billing office, which is in another city for some reason, and they're like, "Oh, we had you listed as uninsured." Long story short, that's been sorted out. That claim is now at the insurance. That's going to take at least a month. I'm like, whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be goddamn $500. And if it is, then why the fuck do I have this insurance in the first place? Anyway, point is, that's taken care of for the time being. In other health news, I have scheduled an appointment with a dentist in early November 3rd, due to a few reasons. One, looking at my teeth in the mirror the other day, I've got some visible plaque buildup on some of my teeth and in some of the gums, or I guess that's technically tartar, but yeah, that needs to be removed. Like, also concerned about various health things about my teeth since I haven't been to the dentist since I was a child. Actually, like a lot of that has to do with the fact that until I got my new insurance, I didn't have dental insurance unless emergency medical necessity. Like, so yeah. I mean, with this, with my current insurance, I'm covered for like 2 regular dentist visits a year. Um, let's see, X-rays, like 1 tooth extraction, 1 tooth reconstruction a year. Uh, 1 full mouth pre-bridal or something like that, which is like the deep clean every 2 years. And basically, if I have the serious gum disease, I'm covered for that for like the 4 quadrants of the year. So it's quite extensive, but it's got its limits, which has me naturally concerned because if I get like bridges or if I need like multiple teeth worked on, I'm not covered for that. So yeah, that means potentially a lot of dental debt. Like
It's
maybe
usually not urgent stuff, so you can usually split it up over time.
right. And given that I'm not in pain with my teeth, I've talked to a lot of people about this, and the word I've been hearing is I should be fine. Because I don't have any toothaches. I don't even have any bleeding gums. So like there might be some gingivitis, but I'm not thinking that I got the deep tissue gum disease. Maybe some with receding gums or overcrowding of teeth. I never had my wisdom teeth removed. Like, but still, I'm not exactly sure how that worked because I think with my insurance, it has to be like an actual impacted wisdom tooth. Like, you know, these are the nuances they don't tell you about. Like, but point of order is I'm much more covered dentally than I was before. Like, which is why I'm going to the dentist. Let's see. Had my first session with the therapist, and honestly, didn't go how I expected it. Or rather, we talked a lot more about diabetes management than I was expecting. Like, a big part of this is my therapist has type 2 diabetes. Like, but yeah, I'm not indulging in the whole taking my blood sugar before bed because that shit's annoying enough to do when I'm actually awake. Like going through like 4 strips, you know. If she has a problem with that, well, she's not my diabetes coach. It's like I'm going to her for my mental well-being, not and yeah, like as far as I know, my diabetes is under control, especially now that I've nailed down a bit of low blood sugar I was getting. It's one of the diabetes meds. I talked to my primary care doctor about that, or at least the office, and they said if I'm low that day, just don't take that medicine. Like, awesome. So, it's all an adjustment period. Anyway, I have my next session on the 1st. Probably going to keep that to like twice a month. She wanted to like every week, but it's $15 a session, which is, I know, pretty good for a therapist, but that's still something that can add up over time. And I'm on a fixed income. Like, I've got other specialists to see next month. Well, because, got the diabetic nutritionist established. Like, I know
Your therapist takes insurance and that's a copay, or?
It's a $15 copay.
Okay.
I mean, she was nice enough to push that off to next month, but I'm going to have basically a $30 copay for that. On top.
Well, my state, or because of some stuff with the history of Medicare reimbursement in my state or whatever, A lot of therapists around here don't take most insurances, so you're lucky you got one that did.
Yes. And she's telehealth. It. So we'll see how she works out in terms of my mental state. Because if I'm not satisfied, I can always not go. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like I said, it's just much more talk about managing my diabetes than I was expecting from my therapist. I get where the connection comes from in multiple regards, but I think next time is going to be much more about because I'm looking for stress management and anxiety management. Medication and behavioral control therapy were mentioned. Also, I've been taking up meditation twice a day. She recommended music. I found that the 10-minute stuff is working better for me. Because quite frankly, I don't want to spend a half an hour meditating. So I'm finding what works for me in that space. But yeah, so a lot of doctor's visits have been happening and continue to happen. And indeed, next week is my next follow up with my primary care physician to see. He wants to know how my blood glucose numbers have been doing these past few weeks, in order to adjust my medication, up or down, apparently. And given that it's been under control, it was in the 90s today, just to cite one example. And it's like if it's running low, I have a few things that can take care of that. Like I got crackers and peanut butter. That works pretty well. So yeah, that's kind of been my week, and news. I look forward to the day when it's a lot less health focused, but that's probably not happening for some time yet. Anyway, so with that in mind, on to the main event, which is a new session of our Let's Play of Heaven's Vault. Trying to remember exactly where we left off. Failing.
I think it was just after the funeral.
I mean, it says some here.
All right.
And sorry, I'm not operating at full because I still have a bit of a headache. I thought it had gone away, but it.
Do you suffer from migraines?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Mine isn't. This one is not that bad, but it's enough to put me off a bit.
I think. She's examining random stuff. Time to move on. Chalks.
Alrighty, so where are we heading to?
Oh, let's see. Let's head for the pre-Empire site. Go somewhere new. Onward to adventure.
Well, that is significantly out of the way. Also, this may or may not be towards the end of the game, but I'm not sure.
And we'll find out if the credits roll.
It's remember, we're not on fast travel with this, so you actually have to control things. Guess question time, since it's gonna be a while. Is this a God question?
Maybe.
Or is this a man question? Probably man. Like,
Man as God. Wait, what?
okay, it's a God question. Like, and a very boring one. Though, I think we should be concerned about this sudden bout of religiosity.
Especially from the
Oh,
robot.
She
Yeah.
just had a religious ceremony thing that she didn't like a whole lot, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's more of this environment. I mean, it's very Purple Mountain's Majesty, I guess. For this is a change of scenery, if nothing else. Not saying it's an interesting change of scenery, but
Mm-hmm.
whoever mapped them, not even the robots. Sounds like there's a lot of lazy people here. Probably. Okay, it's not a very good compass. Whee! More rapids.
It's like going to Six Flags. Only less of a chance of death.
Indeed. It's got a bit of the Unity sheen on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Time to remark.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
probably a few thousand years ago. I mean, that's what happens when you have ruins. There's not a lot of people around.
Yeah, weird
Unless
how
it's
that works.
Usually. Sometimes there are.
Yeah, I was about to say, unless it's a tourist trap, and clearly this hasn't reached that point yet.
Well, and then you got places like Rome where there's just like
Yeah.
ancient shit, but people still live there.
Fair. Exactly what defines a real river here?
Good question.
Oh, I think yeah. Some of the area here isn't moving much.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So we still don't know how close we are.
This could be the whole episode, people.
Joy.
There's the clicker. You can hit it any time.
No, don't leave.
Please clap. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wrong joke.
Be nice if we got 5 or 6 more subscribers. Then we'd hit the 250 mark.
Bring your friends. Watch our misery.
I'm not sure this is misery. This is more apathy.
Yeah. Ah, damn it.
Did you miss the turn again?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
This thing turns like a boat. Wait a minute.
I mean, I suppose that's accurate then.
Where the hell am I?
I mean, I wish I could comment more, but there's only so much commentary I can do on the cloud rivers surrounded by dust clouds again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there we go.
Good.
That's not a big place.
Oh, but we have words.
Oh, it's time for some transliteration. Our favorite part. All right, Iron Jug. Act this yourself with.
No, it's not with, it's in.
Well, I mean, we got in. I'm guessing there might be a bit more.
Maybe.
It's not giving us the thing.
Yeah.
That means you have to do something else still. Well, there's still room for another act near the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not in act.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Act is not. Okay. All right, let's try this again with less word options. Me is not correct.
Yourself in this is still there, though.
Yeah, put in there.
Yeah. Either discover.
I'd say discover.
Wait, hang on.
Let's see.
Oh,
Discover. Book?
No.
Looks
House?
related to water for.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably cup.
I don't think it's discover, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to look at the front parts.
Right.
Okay, so I guess I'm looking for more ruins.
Yep.
Yeah, ruin our day. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I wish telepathy were a thing. Trying to force choke you right now. Yep. Oh, we're outside the search site again.
Would be easier if there was a map, but this is really hard to map because
Yeah.
it's three-dimensional.
Yeah, we're essentially mapping this as we go. It's not helping that the dialogue is repeating.
Yeah.
Well, you're only supposed to see it once.
Right, but we've gone around this loop 3 times.
hate this so much.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, at least we got a map now.
Unfortunately, it doesn't give me an option for mini-map, which would make this
No,
a hell of a lot easier.
no, but you're gonna have to turn around or do another circle. I don't think there's any backsies here because
River and
we
all.
got. You're just gonna have to keep checking that map.
Yep. Okay, let me get around the next one.
I think I remember this part. Yeah, it was annoying. Yeah, this was never not annoying. Okay, it looks like we're getting close to something.
Send in the robots.
Ruin.
Alrighty. Now. No, 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 no. Yes. Alrighty.
Close. Too close. Trial in the water. We'll be back there soon, Six. And you'll be telling us it'd be good to be on a real river once again.
Well, I'm over here screaming internally because this thing sucks.
I mean, well, the sooner we find the pre-Empire site, the sooner we can stop going round and round in circles. There's soul coughing when you need them.
Okay, so.
Good.
This one.
Just, yeah, literally just round the bend.
I'm not cool with directions, okay?
Still, I
Okay.
think that seems to be relatively straightforward. Just keep to the right. Just follow the arrows.
Alright, well, I can't fuck this up now, so.
Nope. We are almost there. Thank God. Yeah, there. It's a rock.
It's a big rock.
Aye. Finally, the pre-Empire site, or I guess a pre-Empire site. Gotta go with the indefinite article because.
Fancy.
I mean, there's presumably more than one of them in existence.
Mm-hmm. And apparently, this rock houses the Taj Mahal.
Or damn close approximation.
Yeah. Half-cut gemstone. Maybe overcut.
Eh. Oh, there's people.
That's not good.
Did something fall off?
This robot's gonna get us killed, isn't he?
I mean, if there were kill states.
Oh, yay, painted tiles.
Oh, I got the remark that she couldn't climb that. Oh, she can climb that. And yeah, 6 is kind of shit out of luck, but
She can't claim a. She couldn't climb the higher area, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. Totally not breaking and entering.
I mean, it's a ruin. Who owns this?
Whatever the homeboy who we just saw walking around a little bit ago, possibly.
Anyway, more inspiration. God. Find is.
Still missing stuff.
In is the second fragment.
Okay. Try again.
Internal screaming.
No, we're nailing.
Well, this isn't like you're wrong about what you're doing here. This is you're realizing that things you said before were wrong.
Yeah. This is how this shit actually works. All right, so that is not God. Fine. No.
Well, it's like if it's related to fear, death, and water, I'd go with drown.
Drown.
Almost.
Though we're not sure about fear and what. Yes, drown was the thing I thought that was to start with.
Okay. Drown.
Light.
Stars or skies.
Let's try skies. Why not?
Is
It has parts of. Are you guys just going randomly, or are you actually looking at
No.
the parts of the things that are related?
we are looking like goddess, bless, and of. That'd be blessing.
Not the words, the actual graphics.
Yeah. It's a deity for sailing.
Well, we got another place to go at least.
Oh. And we're in.
Huzzah.
Are you intact? No.
Like, this is not a hard thing.
Look, she's not that athletic. And also, she's running off like actual human capabilities more than like you're used to in a video game.
Lonely halls.
Oh god, how did 6 get in here?
I'm guessing the front door.
Maybe it's dry. So, well, we have living plants, so it can't be that dry.
And they seem to be curated, not overgrown. Curious. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up here.
Yeah. Alrighty, so music time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so welcome to the topic of discussion. So this week we are recapping the Nintendo Direct that happened last week. We probably could have done that last week had our interview not run overtime, but so that happened. And right, so I suppose we should get into it with Fire Emblem Engage, which
They really engaged that Fire Emblem.
I'm like, it's one of Nintendo's top franchises these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they seem to be largely continuing in the trends that have made it continue to be that way. Because ever since they saved the series at Awakening, it's a bit different than the older ones.
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of commentary around Engage. It looks like a continuation of Awakening, which is not a surprise since, Awakening was very popular. Like,
yeah, it does seem like they're also going back to some of the slightly more common tropes compared to some of the tropes in Awakening or in Three Houses, for example, being some of the more common tropes that are not being in Three Houses.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the, as far as I know, this one is being developed solely by Intelligent Systems. Like a lot of what made Three Houses, I think, is the fact that Koei Tecmo was doing the lion's share of developments on that one. I'm like,
I knew they were doing some of it. I didn't know how much.
Enough to where I think it made a profound difference. Like, Three Houses just had a different vibe than a lot of modern day Fire Emblems. Not too different, but this looks like it's a continuation of the 3DS Fire Emblems.
It looks like they're at least going back towards a slightly more traditional. Like Three Houses has a completely different flow in that you start the game with all of the guaranteed party members you're going to get, basically, and then you can recruit almost all the other characters at almost any time as soon as you get there.
Right. I've also
heard them to like you enough.
I've also heard complaints about the fan service aspect because this is bringing in a lot of popular series regulars like Marth. With
Although
the
Awakening did that too.
once again, that's kind of the through line, isn't it? Like,
Hmm.
but they're doing it through these emblem rings.
I'll be honest, I have not recently, or I have never actually gotten involved with the other major Fire Emblem thing, which is the mobile game.
Right. I'm like, this does seem to be taking a few cues from Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, that being said, details are still fairly light.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming next year. I believe this is their February game. And that was the opener to the Nintendo Direct. I suppose it would make sense to talk about the closer, which was the full reveal of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, in that we finally got the name for this thing.
Mm-hmm. And they showed a little bit more footage, but there's still a lot we haven't seen.
Yeah. I'm like, we do have a release date of May 12th, 2023. I would not hold this to that release date.
I was about to say, remembering the release date for Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
It's
Like,
not implausible, and they have actually waited longer.
I know, but I fully expect this to get delayed to like summer. Yeah. That being said, I'm not exactly sure why Nintendo thought this title was so spoilery, or maybe it was maybe they had another title when this was just called the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
It's possible, but also maybe. I mean, that is the presumably unimportant artifact title. So
Right. It's important, but it's like I'm not seeing the whole. This was so important. It's a spoiler thing. Nintendo.
well, keep in mind they're not worried about one person figuring it out in a few days. They're worried about the entire fandom working together, figuring it out in a couple in months.
I guess I'm just not seeing the logic here. Yeah. Anyway, this is still looking more like the sequel to Skyward Sword than Breath of the Wild, quite honestly.
I don't know. There's plenty of other stuff too. Some of the things are reminiscent of. There's plenty of the black and sort of neon teal aesthetic from Twilight Princess. It does involve sky stuff though, which is obviously going to make people think of Skyward Sword, since that's the other one that had people flying and skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, let's see. But yeah. Once again, not a whole lot of new details unfurled here. Which is, once again, this is a general Nintendo Direct, so that's to be expected. Generally, we get the lowdown in the game-specific Nintendo Directs. Presumably, those will be happening for Fire Emblem Engage and Tears of the Kingdom next year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So other games, and there were a lot of other games shown off here.
Do you like farming simulators? They have plenty.
Yeah. No less than 4 farming or farming RPG hybrids showed up. We had Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, which is a remake of Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Do recall that Story of Seasons is what they're calling Farm Story these days. That's the translated Japanese title. Harvest Moon is a trademark of Natsume, and Natsume has been continuing on that brand suboptimally.
Mm-hmm.
And A Wonderful Life is one of the more popular entries in the Harvest Moon Story of Seasons canon. Let's see, we had Fae Farm, which is a wholly original title. Fae Farm allows you to escape to the fairy tale life of your dreams, craft, cultivate, and decorate your homestead in this farm simulator RPG, which you can play up to with three. So it's got 4-player multiplayer, which is, I think, the selling point here, because it's like it's not just enough to be one of these, because we've got the heavy hitters coming in. Maybe not full on new entries, although Rune Factory 3 is getting a remastering. Rune Factory 3 Special. Not exactly sure why this one, but I guess it's a sure why not. And also there's going to be a Rune Factory 7, I think, or they're just calling it a new installment of Rune Factory. So it could be like Rune Factory 2024 or whenever it gets released. And, not to be outdone, Square Enix is getting in on the farm RPG sim genre. I guess there's enough games in this that we can call it a genre now. With Harvestella. Yeah, worth noting that I believe this game was announced at a previous Nintendo Direct or something like that. It's not, this was not a new unveiling. No, the new Square Enix unveiling was Octopath Traveler 2. Or Octopath.
There were actually kind of a lot of Square Enix things too.
Yeah, Square Enix is doing a lot for the Nintendo Switch. It's one of the things that makes me believe that they haven't sold out to Sony, because they're just really loving the Switch, if nothing else. Because Octopath Traveler 2, that is coming for February 24th, 2023, and in a turn of events for these 2D RPG games, it was announced separately that this game, Octopath Traveler 2, is coming day and date to the PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5, which is interesting because I believe that Octopath Traveler 1 still has not hit the PlayStation family yet.
I haven't really been keeping track of it, but it's certainly possible.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening.
Yeah. And it's also coming to Steam,
which the original one has.
Yes. Also worth noting, Triangle Strategy is coming to Steam as well. That wasn't announced in the Nintendo Direct. That would be weird. Let's see. Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse got announced.
Also known as, oh, hey, Fatal Frame, they're doing something with it.
No, it's specifically, this is Fatal Frame 4.
I was going to say, wasn't that the one from Japan that we never got?
Yes. And the reason we never got the 4th Fatal Frame was because it was a bit of a buggy mess, and Koei Tecmo and Nintendo blamed each other for it and couldn't come to an agreement to fix the damn thing. Also worth noting, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is coming to all platforms as well. Once again, these are the things that you don't get in platform-specific announcements. Oh, let me see. Right, another Square Enix game, I believe that came out that day, was Various Day Life.
Which is the third two nouns in that front title that they've used, so not counting Octopath Traveler 2 as separate from Octopath Traveler 1, because it's the same two words in the same font.
I think you can also toss Bravely Default here.
Oh, no, you're right, it's 4.
Various Day Life is a daily life RPG from the Bravely Default team.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up, but it didn't. It looked a little bit interesting. It's just my time of playing games is full of other things now.
I know the feeling. Like, let's see. So while the front mission remakes are not being handled by Square Enix, Forever Entertainment's going all in on front mission because front mission, the first remake, is hitting the Nintendo Switch next month, and Front Mission 2, the remake, is hitting next year. I suppose I could get in touch with Ben again to see if he can be a little less loose-lipped about these. Like, but they're also doing a remake of Front Mission 3. Like, well, hopefully with these remakes, they won't have the frame rate issues they had on Panzer Dragoon and House of the Dead. Like, let's see. Several Resident Evil games are coming to the Nintendo Switch in cloud versions, and everyone hates it because they're cloud versions. But it's like, how the fuck else are they getting Resident Evil 2, 3, 7, and Village working on the Switch?
2 and 3 could probably work natively,
2
but
and 3
above that, probably not.
2 and 3 are the remakes.
I know, they could still they still run pretty decently on low-end PC hardware, so they could probably get it to work on Switch.
I guess, but they just said, you know what, we're going to
They took the easy way out.
and I know a lot of people are blaming them for that. I can't, because once again, it's either this or severely compromised ports. That's the two options here. Let's see. In Nintendo 64 news, the Nintendo 64 on Nintendo Switch Online are getting a whole bunch of games. So
mostly all of the Nintendo 64 Mario Kart or Mario parties, I think.
Yeah,
and then the 2 Pokemon stadiums.
And more. But yeah, the entire Mario Party lineage is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is a surprise because a lot of people expected Mario Party 1 to never be unearthed because of the whole lawsuit. But I that might speak to where analog sticks are in the present day, or Joy-Cons.
That's true. They are a lot softer these days.
Yeah. I'm guessing to the point where Nintendo feels confident that they can release Mario Party 1 and have people not get blisters from it.
Well, hell, even for the 64 Switch controllers, they even made those joysticks not as terrible.
Right. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 are coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Though unfortunately without any compatibility with other Pokemon software.
Well,
at least for now.
Well, yeah, the transfer pack didn't show up in other games like Mario Golf 64. So, of course, this is really biting him in the ass now. Because that was the entire appeal of the Pokemon Stadium games.
It was 2/3 of the appeal.
I guess.
There is some single-player content that you can do with rentals, which is fine, and also the mini-games were really fun.
Yeah. And also, yes, you could play the Pokemon Game Boy games in Pokemon Stadium, and you could enhance the speed there, too.
That's why, yeah, that the other 2/3 is it's more fun, and also the prizes that you get for winning are based on connecting it to one of the actual RPGs in the Gym Leader Castle and stuff. And yeah, the Game Boy Tower thing that lets you play on double and triple speed was very helpful back in the day for people who wanted to max stuff out. But honestly, I mostly used the games for mini games. So
I still don't see the damn point in this crippled format. I guess just to have their Nintendo published N64 games, so they have access to them. Anyway, also announced were Pilot Wings 64, 1080 Degrees Snowboarding, and Excite Bike 64. So 3 Nintendo sports titles.
Remember when extreme sports was a thing?
Yes.
I do, and I enjoyed it. But
The early 2000s.
But let's be honest, we're kind of talking around the main event here. That is 007 GoldenEye has finally been unearthed and is coming to both the Nintendo Switch Online and the Xbox ecosystem, Game Pass. So I guess in the settlement or whatever, the different versions had to get one modern thing and nothing more. Because the Nintendo Switch Online version, this is going to have online multiplayer. The Xbox version, that's going to have modern graphical settings. I don't
because the James Bond estate is rough to work with.
To put it lightly.
So. Yeah. I guess so. But yeah. But the overall point is that the big dog here is finally getting loose. Because look, they've been trying to re-release GoldenEye since the Xbox 360 days.
I guess
and they had notably a pretty awkward attempt at that, actually.
And I guess I would mention, if you really want this game, purchase it through Game Pass, because there's a chance the James Bond estate may make them pull it at some point, because it is a licensed title.
Let's see. Speaking of remakes, Nintendo's next big remake is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. And I won't say people are pissed, but I'm definitely seeing the annoyance at so many Kirby games coming to the Nintendo Switch, because I think
it is his anniversary or something. But yeah,
it is his anniversary. But this is also like Kirby Switch game number 6, and
that's true.
I'm trying to remember if it's coming February or March, but it's going to be the capper to the 30th anniversary of Kirby.
And this was kind of the first mainline Kirby game in a while when it came out.
Yeah, it was the first mainline Kirby game since '64. Let's see. In the how many drugs did you take file, we got Fist of the North Star fitness box.
I still don't know what the fuck they are on for that, but I want them to share.
If you follow this routine, you too can definitely not look like any character from Fist of the North Star.
Oh, no. You're not looking like a Fist of the North Star character without a shitload of steroids.
I mean,
also
possibly
like cyborg enhancements or something.
Right, but definitely steroids.
Yeah.
Look, those are not natural physiques. They were not based off of natural physiques either. Anyway,
yeah. Turns out all the food that survived the apocalypse contained performance-enhancing drugs.
I'd buy it.
Say no to GMOs. No, that's terrible advice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tunic, in its world tour, is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch on September 27th. This has been having one of those staggered indie releases because of contracts. Let's see. We got Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, which is celebrating 35 years of music from Final Fantasy, and this is probably going to have a shitload of paid DLC.
The earlier versions probably had, if I remember correctly.
Keeping on the Square Enix train, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is coming December 13th, 2022, which is a HD remaster of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. And it seems fitting that this is I know it's coming to all the platforms, but, it feels right on the Switch, because this is a PSP game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In indie titles coming to Nintendo Switch, we got It Takes Two, a game I was quite frankly shocked to learn that hadn't already hit the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And also Sifu.
Sifu.
Yeah, Sifu is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that game looks compromised. Also, Endless Dungeon is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, we're kind of in the this game is hitting the Nintendo Switch. Factorio is hitting the Nintendo Switch. Right. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is still a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was good, so it might be good.
No, the first one was good, and is like the highest selling third party title on the Nintendo Switch, because technically speaking, this is an Ubisoft title.
Right.
That being said, it really does feel like the hype train has left the station on this one. Let's see, we got a blowout of Bayonetta 3, not so much at the Nintendo Direct, but there was a 7-minute gameplay trailer that showed up after the Nintendo Direct.
They did announce that during the Direct that they would also be doing a longer thing.
Yes. Let me see. We got Master Detective Archives Raincode, which is a new game from the creators of Danganronpa. So
looks more appealing to me than actual Danganronpa, but we'll see.
Let's see. We got Ib, which is another indie.
It's actually pronounced Ebe. It annoyed me when they said it that way in the thing.
Let's see. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake, showed up, which is a brand new SpongeBob SquarePants title. Because THQ Nordic remade the one really good SpongeBob title.
Mm-hmm.
I get, I know people will argue for the movie, but look, Battle for Bikini Bottom was the standout SpongeBob title, and everyone knew it. So THQ Nordic just decided to, make new SpongeBob titles, which is generally how it went for decades on end. Because, like I said, remaking licensed titles is very odd unless they were exceptionally good. Anyway, we'll probably end up reviewing this at some point, given that, I don't know, THQ Nordic more often than not sends us their titles. In fact, we just reviewed one not too long ago, and we got another one in the queue.
Yep.
So, yeah. Right. Just Dance 2023. Fuck this. Because they've turned Just Dance into a games as a service platform thing where you have to have a subscription, and it's digital only. Keep in mind, this game was kept on the Wii for so long because it was good for seniors. This is a lot less friendly to seniors. In shocking, Ubisoft can do this kind of things. They also announced wacky multiplayer party game Oddballers. I know it's not a game as a service or a Tom Clancy thing, or involve the rabbits in any way. It was weird. Let's see. On October 13th, 2022, Wave 2 of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass is hitting the Nintendo Switch.
Was it just the one additional character, or was there more to it than that?
I honestly don't remember.
I haven't played that one yet, largely on account of the first two were really long, and I only got partway into either of them, and I wasn't sure. You know how I am. I hate not doing things in order.
Right. And I think that's the full gamut. So,
everything that was important.
Right.
Oh,
No,
damn it.
no. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Or this list didn't have it. Fucking Pikmin 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pikmin 4
Mostly they
got,
just announced that it exists, but yes.
yeah, no gameplay, but yeah, Pikmin 4 is real and is coming at some point in the next year, I believe.
And several people
So,
lost their shit.
yeah, but not as many as I would like because
Yeah.
because Pikmin is a series that it's a cult series. It's one of Nintendo's mid-tier at best, where every release of a Pikmin game is a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they never sell hugely well, but the
And so
people who
when did
like
Pikmin
the,
3 come
but
out?
but the people who like it tends to like it a lot.
Right.
Minus those two. Well, the mobile one is I know nothing about aside from that Niantic did it. But then there was the platformer one, if I remember correctly, that no one liked that much. So
I don't even remember that one, so.
But yeah, so that's the full roundup. And indeed, that's going to do it for this installment of Fragments Silicon. Right. So the week ahead, as soon as I get to the proper, here we go.
or am I misremembering?
So on Friday, September 23rd, we'll be having Conrad Rays. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. Rays of Rays Limited. We'll be talking
Maybe
about
Reyes.
Reyes. Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah. He lives in Poland.
Oh.
Yeah. At least it's not a jumble of consonants.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we'll be talking about the racing game Race Me Now. And he was also the personage that hooked us up with the Indie Racing Festival. Hopefully next year goes a bit smoother. But,
Mhm.
I shouldn't be suffering from low sodium.
Hopefully. Or else that'd be a weird coincidence.
Yeah. But no, my sodium levels seem fine. Like, to the point where the doctor didn't really want me to take the urine test. Like, or at least it was iffy on it. I don't know. I guess I'll find out at the follow-up. But point is, I've been doing. It seems like I've been doing fine in terms of the low sodium. Anyway, on the Sunday reviews this week, we'll be having reviews of Kiwi Clicker, Juiced Up, Starshot, Circus Fever, Jumpman, and Justin Whack and the Big Time Hack. And we've got a new installment of Moonhawk Studios Presents happening in about 15 or so minutes. No guest this week there because there was a last-minute emergency situation and they had to delay a few weeks. It happens. Anyway, until next we meet, I shall wish you good gaming.